here, and I'm going to hit this button here, and I'm going to hit this button here, and say,
how dare you?
Greetings, everyone! Welcome to the Children of Rath. Okay, I shouldn't do the accent. It's I feel like...
Go to Tools!
I feel like even Tool's accent, it's not really appropriate right now, you know.
No.
We can make fun of
Tool's
stuff.
accent is always appropriate.
Well, we can make fun of things, but we should do that. Anyway, bad stuff's happening in the world. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about role-playing games because there's a boat traveling to Shiv. Yes, if you missed last week's Children of Wrath, it was basically a resolution of everything that happened. Good and bad stuff has happened to everybody. A whole bunch of people are going, well, I guess we gotta go to Shiv. And so now, you're off to Shiv. Where you have a couple of missions in mind. And, of course, one important thing is, you gotta figure out how you're navigating the boiling oceans.
I am.
I'm sorry, you know who I'm thinking of right now.
In my backstory, the only goblin who knows how to navigate the boiling oceans.
We need Wintress here.
Don't ask me for help. I can't navigate shit.
No, but we need Wintress.
Yeah, she's missing
We're
out.
in the boiling ocean.
Yeah, she was big on those boiling seas. I mean,
I am the only goblin who can navigate these seas.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like a secret that Kaz was taught by the Viashino as partial payment for like building them kick-ass ships.
That sounds like something familiar, but I forget a lot of stuff, and it's been a long day. So, forgive me that I did not remember that right away.
No, you're good. This is like Kaz's shit. Kaz's like, oh, I'm fucking home.
We're also like a billion episodes in, so
oh my
sometimes
God, we're so many episodes
I forget backstory. We're decently into season 2 and went through like
Oh my God, I think it was brought up way back when the boiling seas were like first mentioned. So I do not blame you.
That's like Bogarden.
Oh my, yeah, it was like fucking Bogarden.
Yeah, and like
episode like 6.
And honestly, it's like towards the beginning of the game when I like checked people's backstories. So it's like I forget so much stuff. They were complaining to me yesterday about forgetting people's backstory stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I barely remember stuff like 2 sessions in. You're expecting me to remember stuff like 10 sessions in, people? God.
I'll be honest. I don't expect you to remember anything anymore.
Yeah.
I've been in enough games DM'd by you. I don't
my memory is awful.
I expect him to remember, and that's his own name.
Yeah.
I barely remember that. Who am I? What am I? What's going on?
I am an anomaly with my memory, to be fair. Matt's can attest to this. I regularly do recaps for games from memory of sessions that happened several weeks ago.
Oof. I'm glad when I can remember, like, the last session pretty decently.
Yeah.
The reason I have Fish do the recaps for me, and it's because I don't remember.
I mean, I make some notes, and they help.
I don't.
It's especially impressive because I do like 4 or 5 sessions a week, and I still manage to keep them all separate.
I just have always had terrible memory. But anyway, so Shiv, you'll be navigating in. Where do you want to arrive at Shiv is the question.
His house.
No. Well, that's
Number 1, it burned down.
Yeah, Aldrich's Landing might be your best bet. It's a trading port that was originally established by Benalia, but is not really. It's kind of governed by Shiv. It has Benalian influence on it, since there's probably plenty of people from the Empire there. I guess is that a number? I can't forget if it's a Benalian kingdom or something.
Is Darth Vader there?
But I hope not.
No.
He's from the Empire.
I forgot what the Benalia's title was. I don't know if it was Empire, Kingdom, just Nation. I was trying to remember that. Anyway, but Aldrich's Landing is probably your best bet. It's the trade port. Honestly, it's probably the largest. It's the largest trade port in all of Shiv. Easiest way into a lot of areas. A lot of trade and roads head into a lot of the other areas. if you want to talk about visiting the current incarnation of Daragaz, you'll probably want to head towards Daragaz's caldera, where his breed is. For your family, you probably want to head to the Mana Rig area, because though the Mana Rig is not in operation, the major Goblin settlements are all around that area.
Yeah.
What about the person I need to talk to? I think they're a planeswalker or something.
Yes. I think you were sent to talk to...
I forget which one. There's too many planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering.
Was it a planeswalker?
I don't know, maybe. Some immortal person on Shiv.
Joyra.
Yeah.
Then you probably want to head to, honestly, where the council meets. Which, so that would be a location you would want to go to.
We do also need to find Squee.
Yes.
Because we need Squee's information for something in Urborg.
You'd probably want to go to, so Comedia is where the, Council of Shiv, basically, it's basically an oasis area located in a meteor crater that has grown into basically being the de facto capital of Shiv. So it's like a massive meteor crater with like the sides going up, and like the down in the middle of it is in this kind of like crater is where this city has grown up. So it's kind of cool.
We got places to go.
Yeah, but you got
People to see.
you got one to start with, of course, and that's arriving at that location.
Ulrich Land is probably going to be best. A big trading port. We'll be able to get in there with the least amount of trouble.
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of ships coming and going into this port. Many of them employ, of course, Viashino to navigate the waters, or they are Shivan ships, which have most likely Viashino on them in first place. The port is busy, bustling. It's probably not the largest port that any of you have been into, but this is one of those first times that you've been to Shiv on a boat like this. Most of the times you arrive in port, you're on a ship that you're just a passenger, honestly. And your ship, you visited New Argive, and New Argive is a fine port, but it the civilization of the Argavians has definitely waned in more years, where nations like Shiv and others have grown in power. It's certainly not a Urvadian port or even Benalia itself, but it bustles. It's kind of built into this area of... It's not quite a bay. It's kind of like almost like this... almost like this almost 90-degree curve. So kind of like a corner in the coastline. That in the center of it, there was kind of like this lowlands in between it. In between some of the cliffy and rocky shores that tend to be on Shiv. Hard volcanic edges of the islands. In fact, it's one of the few areas that has a bit of beaches. Granted, the water is incredibly hot most of the time. The beaches are probably very blackened with like iron and other minerals. But, that old chestnut, it's probably the prominent vacation spot in Shiv.
It's where you'll find people that aren't native to Shiv at the very least. You're not going to find that.
Yeah, not many other places.
No.
There are dozens of ships in port, and easily you can move into port itself. The Hellkite can find docking, and you can meet with a dockmaster, which is this large Viashino man. A little like you'd almost swear rotund for a Vishnu, but it's like a reptilian creature. Like they gain weight in other ways, like thicker tail and stuff like that. So it's noticeable in stranger ways. Kaz, you can definitely tell, he's probably a little bit more... You call him the portly Viashino, but, doesn't appear quite like a normal other humanoids. He'll kind of, come saddling up to your ship and kind of, look at the name of it. Oh, the Helicite.
Yes,
Greetings, are you the captain?
I am.
Welcome to Aldrich's Landing.
Thank you. It's been a long time.
I do not have your ship on my information as having arriving.
No, we are not here for any sort of business like that. We are coming into Shiv for personal matters, which I know
It still happens. A native like yourself returning home, visit family, yes?
something like that.
Oh, most excellent. Well, welcome home, great traveler. It is always wonderful to have the sons and daughters of Shiv return home after journeys at the ocean.
Of course.
So, how long are you planning to have your wonderful vessel in port here?
That's a good question. How long are we planning on being in Shiv?
You honestly had no idea.
I have no fucking idea.
Short of a time as possible.
Yeah, Kaz doesn't want to see his family because they don't like him except for his mom. But how big is Shiv? It'll take us like a few weeks to get where we need to go and everything and come back, right?
Shiv is a decent size. If you remembered, Bogarden was pretty big. Shiv, the entire island, is bigger than New Argive, the island is. So it is a pretty large island. Granted, a lot of it is not very hospitable. If I would compare Shiv, it's the territory that you went from when you granted, the area is probably from when you visited Circe to all the way when you went to Benalia. That entire travailing would you be going from probably north to south on Shiv.
Yeah, so we're gonna be here like a month and a half, right?
It's a large island, honestly.
We will be here for some time. We have business all over the island.
Could honestly be called like a subcontinent because there aren't many large continents in Dominaria.
It's a big just series of volcanoes.
Yeah. It feels very Flaming Australia, we'll call it.
Flaming Australia. Fantastic.
Australia isn't already flaming?
Actually, I think the forest fires the wildfires have mainly gone out.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to reference Flaming Australia.
It did have a lot of wildfires, but I think they're mostly out.
Mostly they're not on fire anymore. Oh God. What did I do?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. I finally moved this giant map that I had onto the map layer. Turns out that's a great idea, so I can delete these tokens that have been on here forever. Whatever.
The map layer is overrated.
Fully rest and everything. Put more reset my health and spells. I do want to point out I have a new version of my bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
It's now like a metal canister. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a metal tube almost that can open either long ways or at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sturdier than a cloth bag.
Mm.
One would hope.
And insulated, so hopefully heat metal won't be as big of a problem. That is the risk of having a metal one instead of a cloth one, but
There are inherent risks, no matter what. It's just you have to mitigate the worst of the risks.
yeah, I think a little bit of burning is better than tearing rifts in space-time.
What about cement?
Too heavy.
Yes.
I can carry it.
Just this.
You can.
This is my rock of holding.
And this is my Rock of Ages.
Yes.
Bad.
And this is the rock that I used to bash your skull in.
And this is Dwayne.
I don't have a skull right now.
Fortunately, you don't probably have to visit any of the smaller islands that are part of the Shivan Nation. They have their own things. You're in the kind of around where I put the Claud token, the one here. So you're like down here where I'm pinging. I'll shift ping.
Yes.
I'll also throw up this map so people can see me doing this. If it works there. Hey, it works. So down here is where you kind of are at. The mana rig is kind of in this area here. That the Daragaz of Caldara is northern. And kind of in the central area here is where the meteor landing is, where the Oasis city is.
So we're gonna have to go.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably gonna have to go to the mana rig because that might be where Squee is, because Squee isn't technically on the council, I don't think, but he was on the Weatherlight. And wasn't the mana rig where the Weatherlight was built?
There were some components of it constructed there originally. Yeah. The mana rig was working for during the Phyrexian War. Urza was using it for stuff to set up for the war, and even during that time period, the area of Shiv was under siege from Phyrexians and stuff. Though certainly in more modern ages, it's not really used at this point in time. It's kind of tends to just be quiet at this point. I mean, it's what produced the Thoranian metal for the original Weatherlight, so it's the kind of like frame of the Weatherlight is built there.
Cash might want to visit there.
I mean, it's ancient Thoranian.
Okay. Well, we're gonna probably do, based on just order of operations, it looks like the best way to go would be Mana Rig, Comedia, then Daragaz's Caldera, because that's up in the north, right?
Yes.
So yes, we're going to be here for for a few months. Or a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to get to slap any of your siblings?
If I see any of my siblings, I'm going to pretend I don't know them.
I will also let you know the Mana Rig is currently inoperable. The Shivan Council did deem that it was too dangerous for any one group to use, even themselves. You can create... It's made to create power stones, using the molten energy of Shiv itself to process it. It's effectively like creating diamonds, except they're crystallized sources of mana energy, and etc., etc.
It's like creating uranium crystals.
Yeah.
So break into the mana rig and get it operational. Got it.
I won't lie, that thought did cross my mind. But I think that would get me like super exiled. I don't want that. Not until I figure out how to jump planes.
So, Aldrich's Landing, even though it is under Shivan control, there is a Benalian, not mayor, the Benalish have effectively like a lord, a Benalian lord that's been put in charge of the town because it is a colony.
Governor.
Governor. Yeah. The current one is Markov Dietz, who is doing his best to replace his father's mistakes when his father tried to basically activate the mana rig and use it for his own glory, and then stole the Power Stone and left that he managed to create using it before he was driven out. Anyway.
Bad.
That was probably the last time Squee has officially been seen, as he was part of the group that actually drove him out.
No. We're gonna have to go hunting for Squee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, squee hunting, my favorite hobby.
Can we squeeze Squee when we get him?
Yeah, technically, he can't die. Like, he can die, he'll just be alive again.
Mm-hmm.
Love that little fucker.
So the current, as I said, each group in Shiv is part of the council, and they have 2 representatives to the council. If you head into the Mana Rig territory, you're going to enter into Goblin territory, and currently the Goblins are ruled over by Goblin King Omek. So you might have to, honestly, depending on what you want to do, you might have to meet with Goblin royalty also in that territory. Uh-huh.
Gobble the royalty, got it.
Mm-hmm.
I can handle that.
Anyway, so
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Like, I don't think we usually do well with royalty.
the
Speak
thing
for
about
yourself.
Goblin royalty is that they're very, they are
It's
in
like-
charge, but like Goblins don't have like the best organization. They rule because they have like other goblins that work with them, kind of thing. They have
cronies.
They have cronies that keep them in control. Fortunately for the current batch of Goblin royalty, there's kind of like... They have their series of lords and almost chieftains and stuff that are various places. And they maintain... The current family kind of maintains control through good influence with them. So each like kind of village has its own kind of rulers, and smaller but larger cities would have their rulers and stuff like that on the way up on a kind of hierarchy. The 2 representatives are in fact chosen by the Goblin King to represent their Goblin conspicuous Goblin interests. Similar, like it's the dragons just to choose 2 of their elders, honestly.
Yeah.
One of each the main bloodlines, a Shivan bloodline and a Shivan Helicite, a pure Shivan bloodline, a Helicite bloodline. Shivan Helikites are just, they're a little bit more violent than your average Shivan dragon, which is already violent, when it comes down to it. But things have been better, over the last couple of centuries. Of course, the Gitu and the Viashino have their own way of doing things, too.
I feel like I know the answer to this question. Is there, like, a newspaper for Shiv that we can pick up to find current events? I don't think Shiv has a newspaper.
Not really.
I don't think there's a printing press in the nation of Shiv.
There might be, like, honestly, but it would be, like, probably there... If there's a printing press, there might be one here in the landing, because, honestly, there's probably a rudimentary printing press that the Benalians use. I mean, probably... I'm going to assume if anybody, like... There's probably a version of a printing press. It might be, like, honestly, like, magically powered or something. And, like, I'm sure the Arvadians would have traded to a lot of the major nations something. So the other place that might have it is in the Shivan capital. So you'd have to head to Comenia, and there might be stuff there. Between the rest of it, I mean, like, honestly, there are very few permanent Gitu settlements. It's been in the last couple of 100 years that they actually made any, because they're a nomad tribe by tradition. They still like keeping to their traditions, so many of them are still nomads. The Viashino, they have their settlements. They build into places and stuff. often finding like settlements in the. They're very like edge of the gorges and like ravines and stuff, and cliff faces. They like building into. Goblins, again, they're spread out in like various places around the Mana Rig and surrounding territory. Like the Mana Rig's the center of the Goblin territory, and the dragons just usually are in the mountain peaks. So if you go to a mountain peak, mostly volcanic ones, of course, you're probably going to be entering into dragon territory. So they're kind of spread out through all the other territories.
Yeah. And it's probably a good thing that the Mana Rig is in the territory of the people who are not smart enough to figure out how to turn it on.
Honestly, it's the weird thing that the goblins have the most intact territory, because there are goblins across all of Shiv. It's just the majority of them are in that territory. Like the Viashino and the Gitu have always been more spread out, because again, like the Viashino, they have their type of territory they're looking for, they settle into, and there's a lot of inhospitable territory in Shiv.
All right. So, getting on like forward progress, the last time that Squee was ever seen was chasing out the current governor's dad.
Yes.
So would the governor maybe know where to find Squee?
Might have some knowledge. It might be a touchy subject though too, honestly. It's up to you if you want to try to meet with Markov Deans. I'll put this name into chat so people can see it. Markov Dean. That's an X, not a Z. I accidentally put an X. Yes, it's supposed to really Z at the end there. Honestly, you could try to get a meeting with him. The extent of what happened is probably not actually public knowledge, but knowing that something occurred and his father was basically ousted and has disappeared. It is kind of more the common knowledge. You could have heard more about it.
Yeah. I just remembered that I do in fact have to see my family because I forgot I have to ask my mother about things, which is... Okay. We're gonna have to stop by the Mana Rig. Alright, everyone, let's get off the ship. We need to start figuring things out.
Certainly...
Alatar, you are of course welcome to remain on the ship and help guard it against problems.
I will do so. I'm guessing you're going to take 3 NPCs with you. A dragon that is expecting you to escort her to the north at some point in time.
Yes.
Do you want to take your young Thranian lass with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because she wanted to come here. I don't remember why.
You might have mentioned... I think she just wants to see things. If you probably told her about the Mana Rig, she'd probably be curious about that. It's something left over from her people. And Radiant would probably accompany you for now, since she did say she was going to help you out here, at very least.
I don't want to ask, but I have to ask. What about Damien? Is that demon freak just staying on the ship, or is he still following Carrion around?
What do you want to... he would want to know what you want him to do.
Well, Carrion, what would you like your demon freak to do?
What would you wish for me,
God, not
Miss Carrie?
Really, your tone really hinted something else, man. You toned it down a little bit.
Kaz, what should I tell him to do?
I don't think drowning is an option.
No, probably not.
I don't know if I want him around during all this, because I don't think he'd be like a good person to have for delicate negotiations or family matters. Could probably just leave him on the ship, right? Tell him to go stand in a corner somewhere and like face the wall.
Just stay on the ship. Unless we need you, at which case we'll call for you.
I'll be ever willing and ready to arrive at a moment's notice at your call, Miss Carrion.
You really need to work on the name thing.
Weird and bad.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah. At first it was like interesting, like, ooh, we have this exciting new demon person on the thing, and he's kind of hot, but he's just creepy.
Yes.
Alright. Well, everyone, welcome to Shiv. You're going to be smelling that sulfur the whole time.
Oh, don't worry, I never wanted to come back here.
Oh, you've been here.
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
There's a sulfur smell?
Alright, you just smelled it. Oh, I should ask.
He is
Carrion's
the sulfur
still a big, like, 10-foot tall demon? It's been, like, probably a few weeks.
It has been a few weeks. Cole seems to have stabilized. I'm going to tell you that in those few weeks' time.
That's an important question I have. Do I feel even younger now?
You feel like you maybe like hit like 40 around that time. You know, you kind of feel like you're like still kind of in your prime, but you're like not like, you know, super like out of it too, you know, that kind of thing. Right in that area where you're still feeling pretty good. Carrie.
Me.
You honestly, you will have shifted back randomly at some point in time.
Hey.
And you can fit in buildings again.
Yeah, but you also have this strange, like, occasional urge to, like, growl at things and, like, tear flesh from skin and chew on bones.
I mean, that's pretty normal, honestly.
Yeah, is that a new feeling?
Yeah, that's...
More than what would be called your normal.
The chewing on bones is a little bit new, but the urge of violence, it's always been there.
Hashtag feral.
Probably once or twice she's been found, like, raiding a pantry and will hiss at people before you, like, have to snap her out of it.
Would anyone try and snap me out of it?
I don't know.
That's the question.
Would you have to prevent Carrie from sleep stalking?
Yeah. Kaz would.
Mm-hmm.
Using a combination of friendly insults and chamomile tea. And occasionally just slapping you in the face.
That's valid. Sometimes I need to get slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's obviously still something up with Carrie, more than normal, but she seems a little bit better, more stable.
I'll take it. Cool. Well, if we need to get any supplies or anything, this would probably be the best place to do it, huh?
Yeah. There's certainly, you can tell the Banalian architectures in here too. It's made of seemingly local materials. You can easily tell that Shivan materials have been used in the construction of this place. But the architecture style, especially down in the port area, is heavily Banalian, very obviously. You can see the influence in a lot of like the warehouses and buildings in this area. As you get farther into the center of town, it becomes a little bit more of a mixture, eventually like leaving way to more Shivan architecture on the inner areas of the town, which kind of lead into traveling outside of it eventually. There are shops all around, warehouses, businesses, bars, all kinds of things. It's a port town. It's a port at a port town. It is busy because it's a busy port too. So, like, if you wanted to go for a drink, if you wanted to go for a chat, if you wanted to go shopping, if you wanted to, you know, get some business done, it's all here. And there are beings of all shapes and sizes. Lots of Viashino, lots of goblins that seem to be going about, humans. There also seem to be a number of elves here and there. A few Avens can be seen, certainly. So it, and even amongst the various humanoids, you can see that there are probably multiple cultures being displayed between the different folks that are here. So, what's your plan right now? Your group of 7 has departed the ship with hopes to do. Well, you got choices where you want to go first. And you can walk there or plan for something else, honestly.
Instead of horses, do they have big lizards we can get?
You could get large riding lizards. You could get those if you wanted to do that. That is one of the ways of travel.
Hell yeah. Okay. Are there any supplies that we want? Anything anyone needs to pick up?
I don't think so.
Do we?
Unless we want to get healing potions and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I want healing potions because I don't have any of those anymore. They all turned into other potions.
Oh, yeah.
One of your potions may explode.
One of them may explode, the others just shoot fire. I don't know how that works. I don't know how a potion of Scorching Ray works. Is it like a spell?
Let me try it. Let me try it.
I'll tell you what I want. I want a new ladder.
Okay. That's certainly
The other
good.
the other one is broken.
Uh-huh.
I believe that. Do we still give a shit about money?
No.
In particular, no. But I will say within reason, yes.
Okay. A ladder.
Yes.
No. A ladder, I still have to pay the money for the ladder?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember how much a ladder costs.
Well, I'll say, like, you probably don't actually have to cross off too much money for a ladder. Ladders are cheap ass. Like, for...
I'm sure if you look in the thing, you can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I could.
Ladder.
You can find, like, a shop that's best called Jack of All Trades kind of shop. There's a little bit of everything in this place. Like, you'll see, like, a ladder hung up on the wall. There's probably, like, some weapons here. A couple of strange, like, minor kind of artifacts that, you know, like, would be, like, useful for everyday things. You know, things like that.
Actually, I need to buy other stuff, too, because... So, I used what used to be my grappling hook and the rope that it had.
Mm-hmm.
I used all that metal creating this canister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't have that anymore. I'm deleting it from the bag of stuff list.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how I'm
You
keeping
need
track
a
of my
new
inventory.
grappling hook and rope.
Yeah, I need new grappling hook and rope. I forgot I have a weird new black crystal that I gotta figure out what that does.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me.
No. Okay. I'm deleting the things that I don't need anymore. Adding a new ladder. By the way, the cost of a ladder is 1 silver.
Yay! It's cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know why the compendium in here doesn't actually give prices.
I don't know.
Because it hates humanity.
It's
I
stupid. It's
just
like,
Googled
hey,
the
it's a
price.
standard rarity and category items and 25-pound weight. It's like, okay, but what's the
Glad
price?
I'm
None of
buying
that
a new
matters.
grappling hook. What else was just gone? Oh, I'm buying a new climber's kit.
Mm-hmm.
I should just pull up the player's handbook. That might help.
That thing
You'll
I
probably
gave
be
you?
chatting with this, like, kind of, squirrely, large bearded human, who's, like, has this, what looks to be this, probably, younger goblin who seems to be, like, working for him. Kind of like going, like, he kind of, like, lists off stuff and, like, writes down on a piece of paper what you want and has the young goblin, like, run to various places in his place to, like, you know, pick up stuff and bring it to like, there. So he's, like, getting together all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know. While you're kind of doing this, I'm guessing, is everybody else hanging around with Kaz as he's doing some shopping?
Actually, I'm gonna search around and see if there's any stores that sell like magic items and or potions.
Potions you could probably find. I'm sure there's like a small shop run by some Gitu shamans that sell off potions and such. Maybe a few minor magic kind of items like scrolls and stuff. Nothing fancy though.
Oh, I mean, we do need some. It would probably behoove us to get some healing potions.
Yes. You could probably do that while while the Kaz is doing the shopping.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting random gear for himself, so it's like, I'll go see if I can find some healing items for us.
Okay, cool. What do you
Is there
want to do?
anything else you guys want me to look out for there? Sorry.
I'm gonna go buy two things.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol, because I feel like I'm gonna need it for this place.
Make sure it's not too hard of alcohol, because
Yeah,
otherwise
'cause
you will have an accidental Molotov.
Exactly. And like, I'll just get the alcohol. I don't need the other thing.
Okay. Do you want like something like an ale, a wine, or something a little hard like a whiskey or something?
Probably like a whiskey would be
Alright.
better. I like both drinks whiskey.
Then it's like they refer to it as like a fire whiskey. It's just really like a spiced whiskey. So it's certainly it's hot.
Fair enough.
So you can get a bottle of that pretty easily.
Dr.
Carrie,
Morgan's whiskey.
Carrie, are you doing anything?
I'm carrying the heavy things for Kaz.
Okay. So while the two of you are there, there'll be a commotion outside, and you'll hear a loud noise, and then kind of coming in through like a side window will be a large dragon head who's going to be yelling something in speaking something in Draconic, but it's loud. To which the man that you're talking to is like, "Oh, forgiveness, give me a second here," and would start saying something to the dragon.
Fucking shopping here. I can't believe this. It's the dragon comes in.
Dragons are rude.
Not all dragons are rude. We travel with a very polite dragon.
She's also still very young.
She also helped us create the crime against nature.
Yes.
Forgive the brief interruption, but other business that was arranged ahead of time, just, arriving ahead of time to, see about if we had everything ready.
Is everything okay?
Oh, no, I believe some form of meeting is going on between a few of the dragon elders, and they wanted to arrange some importing some fancy livestock from another area of the world. I was bringing in some Jamorian cattle, some of their finest. You don't get such great things like that here in Shiv. So it was to be a meal for the great worms as they were meeting.
That's good to know. the Elder Dragon meetings. Or Dragon Elder meetings, not Elder Dragon. Those are two very different things.
What else can I get for you?
You don't sell any tea, do you?
We do have a number of dried goods. I believe we do have some dried teas. Yes. There aren't many calls for tea here. Some of the Gitu are fans of, as he's like looking through like his paperwork and stuff, you know, almost kind of like these like rough drawn, you know, like notes about like kind of what he has in stock. You're guessing. Some of the Gitu, their shamans, are very fond of various types of teas. Most of them provide for themselves, but like to import some things from other nations to try them out. Mixing with that, I believe I do have a stock of some Krondorian tea right now. I might have a little bit of some tea brought in from Morvada too.
We'll just take what you have, not like we'll just have some of which.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, like it's to carry, and like we should just get some tea for the trip, right?
Yes.
Then they have like a supply of something that's equivalent to like an Earl Grey
tea.
Yeah, pretty standard black tea.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Like tea-licious.
You can get some tea too. All right. Cole got his drink. Claude got. You can get the healing potions very easily. How many are you looking for?
What level healings do they? Actually, or is it one now in 5th edition?
There's multiple levels. Multiple levels still.
What kind do they have?
Just standard healing potions. They probably potions of healing. They probably have plenty of the common ones. The greater. Okay. Yeah, they don't have that in the compendium. Of course they don't. They don't have the full healing potion.
Okay, so there's healing, greater, superior, and supreme. Greater is uncommon, superior is rare, supreme is very.
They do not have any supreme. They probably have one superior in stock. Maybe like 4 greater, and then a bunch of standard healing potions.
Okay. How much are the graders?
They have prices somewhere.
A greater is 100.
Greater is 100? Because the normal was 50, right?
Yeah, 50, 100, then 500, then 1350.
Yeah, the Supreme is very expensive. So there you go.
Okay. I guess I'll get all the greater ones.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a calculator up.
That'd be 400.
Right, I know that. I can do that much. But and I guess $12 regular ones.
Okay. Seems pretty deep.
50.
No, 600.
Yeah.
So you spend 1,000. All right.
Can I try to barter with him at all?
Sure.
Persuasion.
Yep. We're gonna roll it. Nope.
No, that was not a great persuasion.
Certainly.
7 and I.
Certainly, you're talking to a culture that would probably not be against
barter, but
mm-hmm.
Oh well. Okay. Do we have 1,000 in the group fund? Because I don't have 1,000 on me.
Oh my god, I forgot we have a group fund. Oh my god, we have so much money in the group fund.
How much
money do we have?
3,287 in the group fund.
Damn.
Oh, can we take 1,000 out of it and make it 2?
Sure.
I mean, I figured we can all. I figured it this way we can all get 3 regular healing potions, and each of us gets 1 greater.
Yeah.
3 regular, 1 greater.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay, I'm editing more of the bag of stuff doc. Eventually, I'm gonna merge the bag of stuff with the normal, my current inventory, but me.
Eventually. All right. Are you doing anything else here in town? What is your plan for traveling, and where are you heading to next? You've kind of gotten supplies, hung around town a little bit. Certainly, like, if you need to stay somewhere, you could always stay at the Helikite, or Hellkite. I like to add that A in there, and I keep forgetting that. And I remembered this time, at least after I said it. I'm like, damn it, there's not an L, it's Hellkite.
You know what we should do again?
Mm.
We should get a cart again.
This time you just have lizard drawn cart.
Lizard drawn cart. I think that is a phenomenal idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any issues with lizard drawn cart?
We don't have a lizard puppy, or we can hook the lizard puppy to it.
It's true. The lizard puppy was left back at the college.
He's not big enough yet, though. Anyway,
He's a good boy.
He's got growing to do. Give him like a decade, and he'd probably be big enough too. He's like, he'll grow up pretty quickly, partially, but he's like, they slow down before they get really big. It's like kind of crocodilian. You gotta wait a while before they get really big.
But oh boy, when they get big.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get a lizard drawn cart.
All right.
How much money is a cart?
Haven't we gone over this?
Yes. Doesn't mean I remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's like numbers, man. I don't remember numbers.
Where is it?
The only thing I remember is numbers.
5e tools.
Mm-hmm.
A cart is 15 gold.
Not expensive.
How much is a big lizard to pull it?
Wait. A wagon
Mm.
is 35.
You probably want a wagon.
Oh, the horror.
But it's not going to be like the covered wagon you had before. It's probably just going to be like a general, like, the simple wagon with the open back.
Yeah. A carriage is 100 gold.
Mm.
We would not all fit in a carriage.
Would not all fit.
No.
Now a horse.
Oh wait, they might also have. No, just seeing. They don't. I was seeing what they might have for mounts.
I was going to tell you, the lizard is going to be twice the price of your average horse, just because it tends to be stronger, but also harder to feed. Honestly, it's carnivorous. They're basically like large monitor lizards. So basically, like, think like big old Komodo dragons.
We got us a goanna.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So we probably want the draft version.
Yeah,
which would be
draft
then 100.
horse.
So
that's
that would be 100. Yeah.
Because the normal horse is, what, 50 for a draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be 100 each.
But its carrying capacity is higher than the riding horse. That's why.
Yeah.
Speed's lower.
We spring for an elephant.
200 for an elephant.
There probably really aren't a lot of elephants in
Do they have
Shiv.
any elephants in Shiv?
Most things... There are some mammalian things.
There are. They're like
I mean,
weird,
you might
fucked
be
up
able to
rat
find like a
monsters.
camel.
I got fucked up rat monsters in Shiv, I think.
I mean, camel carrying capacity is still 480, but its speed's better. It's 50.
You could maybe, like, get a Wumpus. That might be more expensive.
Nah, let's just get a big lizard. All on board with big lizard. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We get a big lizard. We get a wagon.
Profit.
Profit.
Is that the name of the lizard?
It is now.
Sure.
I have a lizard named Prophet.
Profit as in like making money, or profit as in it can see the future?
Both.
Yes.
It's Propphit.
So,
Well, for you guys who drink water and stuff, do you want to get some?
Yeah, water's probably like important to have.
Yeah, on a.
Although I can just create water.
Oh, well.
You could just do.
We could-
Yeah, that's fine.
You could just buy a barrel to keep it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is
Get
a
a
barrel?
get a 30 to get a 10-gallon barrel. I can just fill it with water.
How do you spell barrel?
Well, we only have the carrying capacity of a barrel. It doesn't say the price. Oh, no, there it is.
I don't know how to spell
A barrel is 2 gold.
There you go.
Really breaking the bank.
I also tell you, you have to also remember, it isn't very light here in Shiv, ever, because, you know, there's like a permanent cloud of ash that hangs over the entire island.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat or drink, so I don't care about these things, but you guys do.
Rations, let's just
Yeah.
spend 10 gold on rations and call it good.
I can't create food. I can only create water.
Yeah, I don't have good berry.
No, our person who had good berries no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
I have fireball, but that's not gonna help us.
That's not tasty.
Never said it was.
I mean, we could drink some of your harming potions.
Is lightning bolt more to your tastes? I can feed you that.
I have a living goldfish and a clockwork ball. It is immortal though.
That might cause some issues.
I have glue.
Well, you can eat glue, but it's not really recommended.
I'm gonna drop 10
Glue
gold
paste.
and just spend 10 gold on rations. That gives us 20 days of rations. By that point, we will hopefully get to the mana rig.
Okay.
Do you want to buy any food for the mount?
Probably a good idea.
You could just give them some time to, like, hunt some stuff. They will probably eat small game and stuff. Or you could hunt for them.
Sure.
There are plenty of reptiles and stuff. And the thing is, Shiv is not completely barren. There is a lot. There is, like, there are trees. There is plenty of scrub grass. Basically, like, hardy, razory grass grows in a lot of places.
I mean, volcanic ash is a phenomenal fertilizer.
Mhm.
It is.
It's just the grass that grows here is a very tough species, so it's also like unpleasant too. To like, it kind of looks that kind of things that has like kind of like the sharp edges, so you're like always worried about when you're wandering through the grass, it cuts you a little bit. That's why like goblins and Viashino are better with it because they have tougher skin. Viashino for obvious reasons. Goblins just because they've had generations of dealing with this shit.
Oh yeah. Hereditarily thick skin.
Mm-hmm. So there are small oases of green and amongst the fiery red and death that occasionally show up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Home sweet home.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go find my mother to explain why she slept with someone that wasn't my dad.
Yes, you do.
So that's what I'm doing here.
Good luck with that one.
Thank you.
Ooh, you could buy a rain catcher.
To buy a what?
A rain catcher.
It's not gonna rain, and if it is, you don't want to catch it.
I can make it rain if I wanted to.
I mean, it does occasionally rain. It's just
I think it's acid rain.
yes. Another reason why the grass is very tough. It's gained resistances to a lot of chemicals that come
I
down.
can also make acid rain, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of weird spells.
Oh man.
Make
should
it
I
rain
get-
gold.
No, we can just sleep under the wagon. It's fine. Who cares?
I can just literally sleep under the wagon.
All right. I have half of a diplomat's pouch, so I'm gonna say part of that half includes a bedroll.
Which half?
The bottom
Well,
half.
Whole bed. Oh my god, is a bedroll not included in a diplomat's pack?
No, I don't think
Probably
it is.
not.
Oh, son of a bitch. What the fuck am I gonna do with a vial of perfume?
Drink it. Give it to me. I'll drink it.
I guess I buy a bedroll. I might be one of the first people in D&D to actually buy one, because everyone else just gets one.
I
Comes
knew
in
you
most
could have a
packs.
diplomat's pack.
Why do I have a diplomat's pack? Well, I'll tell you. See, I tore a hole in space-time.
Yeah.
And my Dungeoneer's pack transmuted itself into half of a diplomat's pack.
Missed that one last time.
I very much enjoy that. I still.
I have a scythe. Like a full-on scythe.
Can I have it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Marking that
It's
out
just-
of my inventory.
Tantus, can I use the scythe as a weapon?
Sure.
It's a scythe.
Hey.
It's an actual weapon.
Yeah, but the scythe, the real scythe, or the fake scythe is small.
No.
The sickle is the weapon that is in 5e. I don't know if there's a...
Oh,
There
there
is
is
not a
scythe.
scythe.
There's a site not in 5e. I think it's in older editions.
Hmm. It does cool stuff, whatever it does now.
I thought there still was.
No, there's not a scythe anymore in 5e.
There is in 3.5, and it did 1d6, piercing or slashing, which I think is really low. But that's because 3.5 was brutal.
We'll do the Pathfinder. It does 2d4.
That's pretty poggers.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good,
Nice.
yeah.
Basically, they have a Grim Reaper scythe that you know can like
I don't know why they got rid of that.
They
I
simplified a
don't
lot
know,
of the
because it's
weapons.
hot.
It is hot. I'm gonna put all my stuff in my new canister of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, you could, though they have a ship upgrade, scything oars.
Yes, they do. I considered it. I did not get it for the Hellkite.
They do 2d6 slashing damage.
I didn't get it for the Hellkite, did I?
No idea. I have a scythe now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got explosive rounds instead for the ballista.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Fair.
Explosions. All right, so you.
Nice. Questions.
And engines. Oh, that's right. My ship has engines.
You'll kind of pack up all your stuff, prepare for your journey, and head out into Shiv proper. There are very few major roads. Unfortunately, you are heading along one of them right now. At least goes part of the way there. It's kind of a road that tends to lead into, towards, effectively Goblin territory. The problem with when it reaches, Goblin territory is,
They don't
asking...
maintain that road, do they?
I wasn't going to say that. That's not. Yes, they don't. They're not good with public works in general. Sometimes they get some of them done. They're better.
About to be like driving through Pennsylvania. The worst
Hey.
roads imaginable.
Do you see this? Do you see what I had to deal with growing up? Shit roads. That nobody cared about. Maybe I should be Goblin King. No, that's a bad idea. I don't want to do that.
I was created in a lab and tortured.
So, we're not talking about you. I'm not
Worse
saying that you
than
had a
roads.
dandy childhood. You didn't have a childhood.
Technically, I've had many childhoods.
Congrats. I had shit roads and flammable buildings.
I just had a shit relationship with my father.
I also have that. I still have that. He's gonna
And your grandfather.
mad at me. I don't. Well,
I didn't have a relationship with my grandfather.
Technically, I didn't have a relationship
do
with my
now.
father because the man who raised me is not my father.
True.
I can't wait to reveal that to him. I can't wait for the look on his face when I reveal that he's not my father. I'm going to cause so much drama within my family. Oh, this will be exciting. I wonder how many of them are still at home.
Hey,
Still
Kaz, can I talk to
alive.
your mom?
No.
Okay.
Because how old were your parents?
How old? I don't know. They're probably still alive. They're stubborn like that. If me burning down the family home didn't kill them, I don't know what will.
Age.
Dragons. Hellions. Acid rain.
Do you want me to kill your father?
Numinomo. Microscopic silico.
He doesn't know who his father is.
I don't know who my father is.
No, your stepdad.
No. He's just kind of an idiot. Like, the greatest emotion I have towards my father is apathy.
Do you
Does
want
he
me
wear
to
pants?
kill anyone?
Why would you need to know if he wears pants?
Well, I could use Mage Hand to pull them down.
I don't care.
That is funny. Do you need me to kill any of your family?
We'll find out. If
Okay.
they try to kill me, then obviously I'm going to defend myself violently.
And with great prejudice?
Probably.
Yay.
Cool, I'm sorry if this is all, like, just weird shit that you're walking into, but, like...
I mean, you said that, like, you haven't dragged me through a lot of weird shit, including breaking the very laws of nature.
No, yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm sorry if this seems like weird shit, but we've done worse.
We have.
He's experienced worse from us.
I've just come to expect it now.
So this
It's
is pretty
probably smart.
mundane, actually.
Yeah.
Especially
it-
considering his own stick became sentient.
The stick's a pretty cool guy.
I
Yeah,
am.
I got a weird lightning fish following me around.
I have a demon following me around.
Is the lightning fish still following me around?
It's hanging out the boat.
Oh, it's at the boat. Sick.
Mhm.
Nice.
Probably doesn't like the hot, dry land.
Why? It's made of lightning. What would it care?
Maybe it likes water still.
I mean, again, it is also like 15 feet long. It's a really big fish.
It also used to be a gun.
It's a real big fish. It did used to be a gun. It's a real big fish.
Good movie.
It's working on the. It's been hanging out the ship,
Good
working
man.
on existential crisis of its existence. I fish, therefore I am.
Get a room, buddy. All of us have gone through that shit.
Why get a room?
I don't know. The first thing that
He'd
came
need
to
a
mind,
pretty
to be
big
honest.
room.
But would you be a gun that becomes a fish?
Yes.
You did suddenly it did gain sentience.
Actually, you just need a pretty long room.
That age-old chestnut of suddenly gained
Faraday
sentience.
cage. That's how I would contain it. I would invent the Faraday cage. Reinvent, probably.
Despite all my rage, I'm just a fish in a cage.
Nobody puts fish in a cage.
Is that like nobody putting baby in a corner? Nobody puts fish in a cage?
Nobody puts fish in a cage.
In the corner.
What about bees?
You can put
Can I
bees in a
put bees
corner.
in a cage?
What
Shouldn't
about...
mess with bees.
You don't want to mess with Shiv and bees. They're really not pleasant.
They're like 3 feet long.
Yes, and technically on fire.
Can I pet one? Can I
No,
pet
they
one?
are on fire. Well, you are resistant.
I'm
to fire.
resistant.
I guess in theory you could pet a bee.
It might hurt a little bit.
To your point?
It's
They're
not a
sting-
matter of if you can pet a bee. It's if the bee will let you.
Their sting injects you with poison that is also napalm.
Yeah,
I feel
Will
like
it
it's
behave?
becoming like another platypus.
it's like how the Gila monster's venom has been described as molten iron poured directly into your veins. It's like that, but it actually does it. I know a lot about reptile venom.
Bold of you to assume I care.
I do. I care a lot about reptile venom.
No.
I know. Okay.
So, the journey will be a decent one. As I said, about 50% of the way there's a pretty decent road. Honestly, that helps a lot.
Yay.
So it'll probably be maybe like 3 or 4 days journey, we'll say, on the road before things get less good. There's a road there, but it's not a very good road. That kind of occurs at what I can call Goblin Trade Settlement.
Sediment. Oh no.
Sediment. Oh boy.
So I mean pretzels.
Goblins trade sediment.
Settlement. I'm eating low sodium pretzels because I like pretzels without salt.
You're not human.
And we're old.
You should coat them in chocolate.
You still need salt.
Or caramel. Salted caramel pretzels.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I get salt in other places. On both my soft and hard pretzels, I do not like salt on them.
You're inhuman.
Yes.
Do you think you can snort salt, or would that be
Yes.
bad for you?
It'd be like pretty.
Oh, it'd be
painful.
horrible for
Yeah,
you,
it'd
but
be
you
like
can still
really
do
bad
it.
for you, but like, there's no law stopping you.
It's like snorting pixie sticks. We used to do that in high school.
That's bad
Kids
for
in
you.
high school who would like snort the stuff that came off of Sour Patch Kids.
I mean, I also knew someone that basically like took in pixie sticks, but also he was diabetic, and that was not great.
That's not a good plan.
Just regular pixie sticks, the giant ones.
Oh lord.
And then just give himself an extra shot of insulin.
I mean, pixie sticks are just raw sugar.
They are.
I
Did
mean,
anyone else have Happy Crack when they were younger?
What the fuck is Happy Crack?
I had crack bread.
It's Kool-Aid mixed with sugar that you eat out of a plastic bag.
Crack bread was like some kind of like garlic cheese bread that this one place made that they have you like a marinara dipping sauce. It was really good.
Probably had that here.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, the same person that did the pixie sticks also, I do remember the one night where we bought sodas and he got 10 2-liter bottles and he drank all of them and went to the bathroom once.
Yeah. He was our inhuman monster.
It's irresponsible.
I mean, his irresponsibility resulted in, an untimely end. So, goes to show you, it does happen. It's a good life lesson.
Regardless,
I'm going to stick with my saltless pretzel.
let's.
Still inhuman.
Let's talk
Time
to
to-
these
time
goblins
to
who
go
are
talk
trading
to-
sediment.
Yeah.
Welcome to Burn Tree,
That's about right.
Is there any...
Wow.
where we have one tree. It is currently
Burn.
not on fire, but was on fire.
Yes.
Can I set it on fire so it's accurate again?
God, you know it'll do it on its own. You just know it'll do it on its own.
It does that once every, month or so. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we here for great trade. You bring goods. We are expecting many great goods.
No.
Ah! Why you come to Burn Tree then?
We're just honestly passing through.
She's gonna tap you on the shoulder. We could sell them our junk.
We might have some stuff.
Some people call it junk. Me, I call it treasure.
Well, that's why I was also saying it quietly in Kaz's ear.
That wasn't in character.
All right.
Then come, stay at Great Inn. Enjoy local bar.
Is it literally called Great Inn?
Yes.
And Great Bar.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Acceptable.
As long as we don't get bard.
I will murder you.
These buildings are probably pretty good for goblin standard buildings, honestly. Definitely flame-proof.
I have something I could sell them.
Made out of like stone and brick.
I have a small set of clothing.
I have a set. I have glue.
Oh God! Don't sell them glue.
I have a piece of slate. I have a crossbow made out of stone.
I could sell them some barbarians.
I could sell them approximately 10 gems.
No, they'll go fucking insane over that shit, man. You do the Silmarils of goblins.
I am main trade master. Brarguk.
Brarguk? Do you want some glue?
He wants some.
It's glue.
It is glue.
It is glue.
How about a fine set of clothes?
But I'm... Put that down.
I do not know anyone that would need a fine set of clothes. Glue we could use.
You have to look, Claud. They don't need normal things. If they want clothes, they'll go kill a lizard and skin it.
You got to remember, they're goblins.
They are goblins. They want weird shit. Glue.
How about 2 pouches of metal balls?
That's more like it.
My wolf pipe. I don't smoke anymore.
In other words, we have one of the greatest resources of all. Knickknacks.
Mm-hmm. They like some knickknacks.
Fuck,
I mean, he would also buy practical stuff because, you know, he actually has a job.
Yeah.
To check in with traders about buying practical stuff.
But like glue, that's like an office supply.
I mean,
Pencil.
I don't... You do have a pencil.
I want your pencil.
Oh, you can just have the pencil then. Yeah, just take the pencil. I don't need it.
How about some eye protection?
God, you have goggles?
I have a pair of shaded goggles still.
Oh, from when we were underwater in a lab.
No. Yeah.
Underwater lab.
Why would I need to protect my eyes?
In case some bird
So
tries
you don't
to
go
peck them.
blind.
In case something tries to fucking peck out your eyes. Look at me. I only have one eye. It happens.
Anything that could peck out eyes around here would just eat instead.
Brarguk. If you have eye protection, then you set yourself apart from goblins who don't have eye protection.
And other goblins can't poke you in the eyes.
Other goblins can't poke you in the eye. You know that's a danger.
Make persuasion check.
Sure.
You're charismatic.
I am.
You're not.
No. Apparently not tonight.
No, I do not think anyone needs that.
Okay.
How about some balls?
Let's put what we're offering on the table here.
Here. Into great bar. We will discuss business.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I get alcohol?
Probably.
Yeah.
The bar is big enough for you medium creatures. Barely.
This is
It's a very good thing I'm not 10 foot tall anymore.
Finally, after being forced to climb up on bar stools for so long, you all have to stoop down to my level.
Obviously,
Enjoy slouching.
This building was built in such a way because it is a trade village on the main road for allowing large people in here. Barely.
I'm gonna wait till everyone goes in,
Mm-hmm.
go around the corner, turn into my dwarf form,
Uh-huh.
walk in.
Don't you have a goblin form?
It's a Mog.
Oh, it's a Mog.
Yeah. That's why I'm not doing that.
I mean, there are goblins from other places in the world. It's just most of them aren't as well respected as the Shivan goblins.
That's right. We're respectable.
Yes.
Don't push it.
More respect.
As compared to other goblins.
Like, you have civilization. It's not the best civilization yet, but you're working on it.
You'll get there one day, maybe.
Give it another 1,000 years, and then you'll be like, you know.
Because I think the
Get to
Mog would still be bigger.
Yes, even though
Yeah.
Mog blood is in Shivan goblin blood now.
Yeah.
It's technically in Kaz's
Yeah.
Mog.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm just like, they're on the smaller, at least the dwarfs on the smaller side of medium.
Alright. Let's put our trade goods on the table here.
Uh-huh.
I put
Piece of slate.
two bags of ball bearings.
Ball bearings, slate, glue, a pipe. Anyone else have anything?
Said no to gems and no to pieces of jewelry, right?
I mean, we probably could. It's just
Oh, I
they didn't like
have
fine clothes.
here. I have 25 pittance.
Pittance.
Why would I need this?
Pittance.
Why?
Yeah.
Why not?
You use it for climbing so that you don't fall and break your neck.
That's not just
Very
a rope.
useful for adventures.
You'll kind of look at it, think for a bit, and be like, grappling hook and rope does better.
You're not wrong. Oh my
this
god, you're not
This
wrong.
has very tiny place for rope.
But think of it this way. It's here now. When we leave, it's gone, and you won't have it, and you may regret that you don't have it one day.
Give me a persuasion check.
You gotta use goblin logic.
19. I am also saying this in Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you speak goblin?
I speak Goblin.
Fuck yeah, man.
I've never actually learned Goblin. I should have learned it from you.
Teach me Goblin.
I'm only gonna teach you how to say fuck.
That's acceptable.
All right.
Acceptable.
The word for fuck in goblin is crap.
Exactly. Okay. 10 gold for everything.
Oh, also, do you want a crossbow made out of stone? You can use it to bludgeon people to death, and they won't be expecting it because they think you're gonna shoot them instead.
He's gonna take a look at it and be like, not the best bludgeoning device. Probably actually a bludgeoning item. Sorry. Device seems too complex for this man.
Bludgeoning tool.
They put him in charge not because he was smart, because he is very charismatic.
How about some manacles?
Of trade. They are too big.
Those aren't too big, to be fair.
They could go
Okay.
around. It goes around someone's neck.
You know what?
We do not get many brigands. Not for many years.
I think 10 gold is probably the best that we're going to get.
I can try to see if I can do that.
So, what all am I getting rid of?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
All bearings. I got rid of mine, and the
Got rid of my glue. Technically got rid of the pencil.
You didn't get rid of the pencil. You gave it to Karen.
I got rid of the slate.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what about some holy water?
I have so much holy water. No, I have 2 containers of holy water.
Oh, I have 1.
But I want to keep that in case we run into, like...
Can I drink the holy water?
I mean, like if Carrie goes really feral, you could like spray it on her like a cat with like a water bottle. Just
Right on her nose.
just calm her down or something.
I still want to try drinking the holy water.
It would have less bad of an effect right now.
Well, you should try it when you're in your big form.
Also, though, it would probably give you like the runs or something. You know, it just mess up your digestive tract.
Silver inside of water.
Hey,
I
just
mean,
want to
that's
say,
beyond the holy properties of it. Yes.
real quick, Lightning, we're not selling my blood. Lightning, we're not selling my blood.
Oh, I'm not selling Kazz's
Demon blood, I'm not selling that shit
I'm
either.
gonna drink that stuff at some point.
Lightning, don't sell my blood.
I'm gonna drink it at some point.
Okay.
It's around my neck.
It's a great place.
Keep my blood around your neck?
Great place to keep it.
Where else are you gonna store it?
In case I
A
needed an
pocket.
emergency, so that I can go.
Are you in love with me or something that you keep my blood around your neck?
No, I just if I need a sudden mental boost.
And to merge your minds for a period of time.
Because you know you want to be in my head.
I don't. Nobody wants that, not even you.
No.
Alright, Brarguk. It has been a pleasure doing business with you.
Feel free to stay at inn. Where are you going next? Returning from trade trip?
Oh, we're just heading deeper in. I don't think I ever determined this. What was the name of Kaz's village? It's probably something like Shatterstone, right?
We'll call it Burning Ash.
Burning Ash.
Yeah.
We're going to be making a stopover in Burning Ash before continuing on.
Ah. Do you want escort?
Do we need an escort?
In case of brigands or creatures.
Brigands? We can probably handle. What kind of creatures have been around lately?
Lately, worms, ants,
What about uncles?
wampus, lizard, big lizard,
Okay.
firebird.
I think you're just going over everything you've seen on the last day.
And young dragon.
That's with us, right? The young dragon?
Oh,
Just mean
Yeah, that
our
one's with
friend.
us.
oh, that tiny dragon, not young dragon. Young dragon bigger.
Oh, you mean like a... Oh.
That might be a problem.
Oh my god, I almost forgot. No, I probably told our dragon about the dragon meeting that's happening.
It piqued her interest, but it's also like she's not involved with the dragon politics of this land.
Yeah.
So probably doesn't want to get involved per se.
That's fair.
Something to keep in mind, though. But like, young dragon hints at probably younger, either Shivan dragons or Shivan Hellkites that are probably not really listening to their elders and therefore like going out and doing their own thing and
rebellious teenager.
yeah,
Yes,
which
exactly
involves
what I-
burning down small villages, eating a lot of sentient beings, ravaging the land.
The standard stuff.
Yeah, for shits and giggles.
What all teenagers do.
Yeah, exactly. Except you're like a 30-foot long little reptilian monstrosity that breathes fire. That old chestnut. Anyway.
Alright. Okay, let's... I don't think we're going to need an escort. I think we should be able to handle it.
Okay.
But I do know the way.
Your funeral pyre.
Yeah. How much is an escort? Just out of curiosity.
10 gold.
I knew it.
If you throw in a night here at the inn, we'll take it.
We will.
Deal.
Net 0. And we got rid of junk we didn't need.
Probably got paid better than what it was even worth, too.
Great warriors, Krogred and Crowrulu will accompany you. Okay. It's fine. I mean, like, they do have rooms for medium-sized creatures, and of course, plenty of rooms for small creatures. Again, this is like a trade city-ish. It's probably pretty busy with like simple carts selling various goods, varying in quality, I will say. There is no like. There are things that are probably artistic, but they're like artistic in a way that Kaz you get, but no one else really does. It's sort of like it's an expression of goblinism. And there's plenty of it in the artistic style. Other than that, most of the goods are okay. Certainly there are goblin craftsmen and artisans. They are a mixed bag on how good they are at their job. But also, quality is technically a bonus a lot of times. So if you get a quality craftsman, plus.
Should I get the coming home gift?
Is it a bomb?
No.
Then no.
Is
I
it
could-
fire?
You could get a bag of candied bat wings.
I don't know if candied bat wings really say, I'm sorry for burning down half the village.
I mean, they're a good snack.
They are a good snack.
They probably have that. Let's see here. They probably have like crunchy honey balls. Using honey from the Shiv and bees, and they have a nice treat inside.
A bee?
No, bees are big. A beetle.
I might get that because the idea of Kaz coming home like, hey, the prodigal son returns. I bring honey balls.
They got like a little like scarab in the center. Of the like a honey treat ball.
I feel like the honey is spicy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the bees processing the horrible poison that's in the flowers, because honestly, anything that flowers here is probably horribly poisonous in order to prevent things from, other than, like, things
It's
like the bees
either-
from eating it.
It's either poisonous or carnivorous.
Yes.
That's the entire ecology of Shiv. It's either poisonous or carnivorous.
See, the bees resist the poison, so the bees can pollinate the flowers, and that's their point. But everything else, which is not useful to spreading the flowers, dies horribly to the poison. But it also gives the honey a very spicy tang, for having basically processed out the deadly component of the poison.
It's the circle of life.
The fruit they make is actually quite edible. Except for the pit. That's like, super toxic.
It ferments into a horrible cider.
Yes. Which is probably what they're serving here, too.
Yes, it is. That's what we're serving here, and it's bad, but Kaz loves it.
Yeah. So there's, like, enjoying, like, I'd call it a hard cider, but it's not that hard. It's mildly alcoholic cider.
Base cider.
So, we've got the room. We've got a bit of time. I have to face my family tomorrow.
The meal will probably be, like, insects, root vegetables, some reptiles, and some kind of strange cheese, which you're not sure where it came from, because there's not a lot of things that can be milked on Shiv.
Is it Wampus?
Probably Swampus.
I will abstain. I don't need to eat.
I'm eating it.
Wampus, they're not really tame. You can kind of get one to, mostly not one to maul the horrible crap out of you. And then you could theoretically milk it. Anyway, yeah, no, it's a meal. It's fine, honestly, for what it is. The cook here seems to do a decent job out of the cuisine. Probably like the best, the thing that's probably in all of like the other people's minds who are like, what would be the most normal to the cooking I understand is probably there's like a kind of like soup. It's a fairly, I wouldn't call it dry soup, but like it doesn't have a huge amount of it's got less liquid, so it's got larger chunks.
So it's a stew.
Kind of a stew, yeah, more of a stew. Like a vegetable stew. It's kind of out the side, where it's like a lot of like things like potatoes and carrots and stuff, and then it's very it's a hearty stew in that way. But you'll enjoy your night in the small town here of Burning Tree, or was it Flaming Tree?
This is Flaming Tree.
Yeah, Flaming Tree. Before moving on, and Krogred and Krolu will be outside. Two looks like goblins in some kind of scaled armor, riding what look to be velociraptors.
Neat.
Shiv is known as one of those other places that has dinosaurs. The Shivan Raptor is a thing.
It is.
Mm-hmm. What do you think stalks the that horrible grass brush I was talking about?
Wumpuses.
Wumpuses and raptors. And larger things occasionally. Anyway. Occasionally.
A wumpus is like if an elephant ate people.
Mm-hmm. It's like an elephant and a bear got together and gave you a thing that you could encounter.
And also it ate people.
Yeah. They're not friendly, generally. But why don't we leave it here as you're leaving Flaming Tree with your escorts and heading towards Burning Ash. You've arrived in Shiv and are experiencing the culture. From, like, honestly, probably, like, Cole, you've experienced a lot of things in your travels. Like, you're probably not surprised. Carrie, I'm going to say, like, I doubt you had expectations for his people, probably. Maybe Claude didn't. It's pleasantly surprising here, at least in this place. At least maybe to all of you a little bit. Like, it's that preconceived notions that a lot of people, like, the Shivan goblins are certainly, they're doing a good job getting better than a lot of people expect. And, like, even if you give them good expectations, a city like this actually feels like it's a real city. Kind of a little dirty, kind of a little, like, you know, not
a little Wild West.
Little Wild West, not like the best made things, but they're doing a good job and proving that, you know, goblins need a seat at the table. At least these do.
Yeah. They still eat each other as children.
They still eat each other as children, and they still tend to...
Well, no one's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody's nerfed. So we do a little bit of cannibalism. Who hasn't at some point in their race's history done a little cannibalism?
I mean, they're, like, able to move around and attack things as a baby, and it's when they're, like, reached, like, 2 or 3, they finally gain, like, some level of sentience enough to, like, you know, not try to devour each other.
Yeah, we're just, like, rabid little animals. Kaz got there, like, a year in.
There is a reason that a lot of times, playpens have lids and are just fancy cages almost for goblin babies, because honestly, you know, they kind of have to be kept to themselves for a while before they calm down and get to be the point where they're, like, you know, not biting everything.
Naughty goblin children go in the small cage.
Kaz, as an infant, learned how to pick locks.
Yep.
That's how Kaz survived as a baby, was by being smart, and just it worked so far then that just never stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good old goblins. They love them, and they're very silly. Anyway, yes, I think we said at the beginning we're going to have a shorter session. Did I say that? I thought I said that.
I don't know if you said it
Remember?
to our
Well, we
viewers,
are.
but
That's why I didn't have
My
a...
fault, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's why I kind of pushed through without having a break. I thought about having us have a small break in the middle, but honestly, like, when we were getting here, I was just like,
Yeah, probably not with it.
might as well, not worth it. We'll just stick through to the session here, and then we'll be back next week where we're going to do more. Let's do our shout-outs then. Mats, you got anything to shout out? Hi, Danny.
Hi, I'm here.
Yep.
Back
Are
to
you?
the basics.
Yeah.
are you really here?
No, you're there.
Yes.
Fish.
Hi everybody, I'm Fish Harlan. This week you can find me exposing the alien conspiracy behind Betty Crocker.
Was Betty Crocker an alien?
Oh god, yeah, man. Oh, she's trying to, like, take over the world. It's this whole thing.
That's scary.
Yeah. Momo, you have anything to shout out?
Yeah, I'm here on Wednesdays, where I play a pirate who apparently, due to things I picked in the trade book, has a grudge against all sea life.
Great thing you want a pirate to have.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, honestly, you've already encountered Swahawagan a couple of times, and they use sharks.
Like, specifically, it's sharks and aquatic animals, though.
I mean, like,
Weird.
if you continue to encounter the horrible flesh-eating fish people, you'll probably encounter sharks. They do use them to, you know, as pets. Which you might, depending on some choices, or if I decide to. Anyway, Joe, anything to shout out?
That actually makes me think of a character I had that worshipped a shark god and then pissed them off.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm here Once in a blue moon, I will appear on Saturdays, and that's about it at the moment.
Myself, Tansnarav and Dracovin. I originally had Pathfinder Kingmaker on the schedule tomorrow. I might still do it, but I'll probably do it less if I do. I'll let people know how I'm feeling tomorrow morning. Honestly, I've been a little out of it and trying to get my sleep schedule back to a reasonable thing after a couple of days of like really, really bad sleep schedule. You know, it's good to be able to like, you know, actually get some sleep or something. That's a thing that's good. Discussing Tabletop Saturday, full schedule up. Expect more Final Fantasy 3, Pathfinder Kingmaker, as long as that game doesn't make me angry, because honestly speaking, hot take. Again, I will continue this hot take. That game seriously would have needed something like a DM, because it's just raw Pathfinder unedited through a DM's lens, and it is cruel and mean, and it just kicks your ass. There's a reason why DMs make decisions that don't just outright murder you. Because it's not as fun. Just saying. Anyway. Yeah. And then Buccaneers of Shackled Sea and Children of Wrath next week. So, that's the main schedule. Yeah, I'll keep people informed of stuff. Thank you for everybody who joined us. Thank you to my various players who've done amazing and fantastic jobs as usual, being silly and traveling to a new country. That is also on fire. It's the second country that's on fire that they've been to. This one's a lot larger, so it is on fire, but the fire is more spread out.
It's on fire intentionally.
Yes. The other one was technically on fire intentionally, Bogarden. But Bogarden's a much smaller island.
Yeah.
It's like 1/10 the size of Shiv, so
Yeah.
like it's a lot more compact fire. So it's mostly volcanoes. This has at least some spread out because it's got like, you know, some extinct volcanoes here and there. So it's got some mountains and volcanoes around, you know. It varies. Anyway, I don't think I got anything else to say right now. If I am, I'm forgetting it. Anyway, everybody, have a great night. See you later. Farewell, folks. Good night.
Happy to say.
This thing, I hope it hits the